Personally, I don't care what nobody does with their money. For all I care, you just go burn it. Me, I'm gonna stack these sats and I'm gonna mind my business. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 45. That is the Donovan Mitchell, Michael Jordan, Adrian Dantley, Henry Bibby, Sean Bradley, Chuck Person. Anyway, let me stop, man. Anyway, it's the episode number 45 of Stack Sats or Die Trying. This is the Bitcoin Only Show brought to you by the Hood, as well as the Black Wealth Rebels. And my name is Jimmy, your host as always. We're going to talk some Bitcoin. You already know we are. But this episode is really dedicated to talking about meme coins. And one meme coin in specific, and that is the Trump coin. I'm going to tell you why, because my phone has been going insane with people texting me and calling me, asking me should they get in. You know what I'm saying? You already know what my answer is going to be before I go through this whole lesson, but you already know what it's going to be. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm sorry. That's just not my thing. Like,
what you want me to do? I'm sorry.
But give you a little bit of logic, a little bit of reason. You know, it's 2025, so we all about the education of 2025. We stepping that up. Everybody who supports what we got going on, want to say thank you. Shout out to everybody that is in the village of Black Wealth Rebels. And if you're not in the village, please go to blackwealthrebels.com and join our village. We have free tiers, paid tiers, and alike. And if you're in the village already, you could be watching this early because this drops in the village days before it hits YouTube. You're watching on YouTube, salute to you as well. If you're listening to the audio podcast, salute to you as well. Audio also goes to the village before it hits the all podcast platforms. And we all are podcast platforms, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube podcast, the whole nine. So leave us some, feedback, 5 stars, do all the good stuff there. All the YouTubian stuff, like, comment, subscribe. But I want to talk about what's going on, man. I want to talk about this Trump coin. And like I told you, it's 2025. So what does that mean? Your boy got a slide deck. If you listen to this, it's all good. I'll make sure you kind of understand what it is I'm saying. But if you're watching this, you already know 2025. I'm going real crazy with the slide decks because I want to make sure that we do a lot of education in 2025. With that being said, Trump meme coin, right? So it is a meme coin. And for those who don't know what a meme coin is, right? A meme coin, let's just start from the top, man. So meme coins have captured the attention of many investors, but their volatile in nature and lack of fundamental value make them a risky bet. And Trump meme coin is no different. You know what I'm saying? And this is not a political thing. I don't care how any of you guys feel politically because I don't mess with any of them. So I'm not team this or team that. I'm team Bitcoin. Y'all could do what y'all want to do. What I would like to say before we get started is, man, some of y'all got problems, man, calling that white man daddy. And some of y'all are really out of pocket. Like some of y'all be looking for a hero way too bad. Like, I don't care what side you want. FMO, I'm on Bitcoin side, but some of y'all are out of pocket, man. I'll say that. But I'm going to move on nonetheless. So about meme coins, right? So meme coins have a lot of hype around them right now, right? So it's social media buzz. They gain attraction through social media hype and online communities such as Discord, Telegram, and the like. And it creates a speculative frenzy. Their popularity relies heavily on trading and momentum. And, because of that, people try to take advantage of it, but a lot of people get hurt. I know a lot of times when you're on social media, you see the person that took $100 and turned it into, 100,000. But what you don't see are the number of people that have been hurt. I see that. Maybe you do too. But the reason I see that is because people often ask me, I can't get out of this, or I'm stuck here, or I lost this money. What should I do? And I just feel sorry for them every time. So, that is a thing that does happen. People are susceptible to coordinate efforts to manipulate prices for quick profits because pump and dump schemes often happen within the spaces of meme coins. What's funny is I was watching a documentary on Amazon about Wall Street, the history of Wall Street. And I told this on the Friday show about this documentary, but it was talking about Jack Kennedy, the father of John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy, and how he was one of the earliest people to create pump and dump schemes before it was actually illegal in the stock market. And he knew it was wrong morally, but it was nothing illegal about it at the time. And he was like, I'm going to run the bag. He actually says in the documentary, it's like a reenactment type thing. He talks about yo, I got to do as much of this as possible because I know eventually they'll catch on to what I'm doing and it'll be illegal. And that's kind of how these pump and dump schemes work. They pump the price up, they dump it. You'll see a number of folks, you'll see the headlines of people that made exorbitant amounts of money, but you won't see that there are more people that are hurt. right? It's a zero-sum game, and I've been saying that for a while. They lack intrinsic value, so it has no real-world use. Unlike Bitcoin with utility, meme coins have no inherent value or practical applications. I know there are those who believe Bitcoin has no intrinsic value, but that's because you haven't checked your financial privilege. That's because you've never talked to anyone who has used Bitcoin as a way to literally survive. I have. I've spoken to many people on the continent of Africa who for them, Bitcoin is something different than it is to me. So that idea of intrinsic value is dependent upon who you speak with. But meme coins often lack long-term development plans or strategies for sustainable growth. The thing about meme coins, and the question that I ask everyone who called me to ask about this specific coin, the Trump coin that is specifically, I said, what is your investment thesis? Why are you doing this? And they say, because everybody is making money.
What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
That is not an investment thesis. Can you tell me why it has value? Well, it has value because it's Trump and Trump is the president. I hear you. That's not a real answer. So the fact of the matter is there's no roadmap. There's nothing about development. It's just a coin that exists on a chain that they do not control. And they're just throwing it out there. So to make money, it literally is what it is. There are wild price swings with this. And I already know your wild price swing with your Bitcoin is not the same because it's extremely volatile. Meme coin prices can soar or plummet dramatically within short periods. And by periods, I mean literally minutes. Their value is easily influenced by new social media trends and speculative behavior. And there's also unpredictable outcomes, right? These fluctuations make it difficult to predict future performance or realize consistent returns because, again, there's no roadmap, there's no plan. This is what it is. People are using this as pure speculation. My thing is, if you want to do that, you know what I'm saying, just go to DraftKings. Like, if that's what you're doing, but just go to DraftKings if that's what you want to do. Here's the other part that no one really talks about. A lot of these meme coins will set you up for phishing attacks because investors fall victim to phishing scams and fraudulent projects that claim to be associated with meme coins all the time. The biggest thing that I know, and the reason I'm telling you this is through experience, which is something called rug pulls. Before I got to the place of Bitcoin and Bitcoin only, and some will call me a Bitcoin maxi, before I got there, though, I went through the shithole casino phase where and this is why I can tell people when they say the things they say to me, why it's wrong, because I'm speaking from experience, right? I've been in this space since 2016, 2017, somewhere around there, towards the end of 2016. So we're 9 years in at this point, 9 different years I've been in crypto, and I've been through the ICO phase, I've been through the DeFi phase, and I used to try to find I was in the depths of hell with DeFi. I was finding all kinds of wild projects that paid a gazillion % return for staking said tokens on weirdo chains. I have been through rug pulls, right? I lost money in rug pulls. I've made money in DeFi, I'm not gonna lie. But what it all led me to understand is because, you got to keep studying. And when you keep studying, you know what I'm saying, you realize that, what am I doing? I'm wasting my time. And again, everything to me in life is math. I've done the math to see that the effort, time, and energy it takes to chase around certain shit coins, I could just be buying Bitcoin and minding my business and going to go watch The Gilded Age. Like, that's really what I could be doing. Anyway, market manipulation. Coordinated efforts to inflate and dump meme coins can cause significant losses for unsuspecting investors. There are already people who have lost money with the Trump coin because they bought when it was at its top. I saw them also try to move it over to them, with his wife, Melania coin. Craziest one I saw was that cosplaying preacher who was trying to sound like Dr. King at the inauguration. Main man had a meme coin too. I'm like, yo, y'all going out of pocket with the meme coins. Y'all need to chill. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need some yams, but some of y'all that's y'all problem. Y'all running around because y'all don't get no yams. But
can I get to the yams? Sweet yams. Show me the way, because I got bills to pay.
But I digress. Sustainable returns, right? So when it comes to sustainable returns, there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to meme coins. There's a lack of fundamentals and inherent value. So that raises concerns about the sustainability of returns and the overall project, if indeed it is a project. Most of these aren't even projects, right? Short-term gains. Some investors experience initial gains, but the long-term sustainability is questionable. The folks that get, again, it's a zero-sum game. So there will be people that make money. But if you look at any sort of scam there is, people made money with Bernie Madoff too. But how many people were hurt by Bernie Madoff? There's also a high risk, right? The high volatility and potential for scams make meme coins a risky investment. So what I'll say is this. I don't care what anybody does. Do whatever you want to do with your money, but don't tell me you're investing. Just don't do that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining, pause. Like, don't do that. Just, just say, look, I'm out here gambling. I'm taking chances. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you do that, what can I say to you? Like, do whatever you want to do. I'm going to stack these sats, though, right? But do your due diligence, too, man. If you decide that you're going to join the shithole casino, shitcoin casino that is, go ahead and do what you're going to do, man, because everybody's an adult out here. But investigate what it is you got going on. Look at the risk. If you want to diversify and pick a bunch of meme coins, go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? But understand long-term, all you're doing is gambling. You know what I'm saying? As long as you understand that, we good, man. So here's what I'll tell you guys. Invest wisely. What I mean by that, stack sats or die trying. Not investment advice. Everything I say on this show is for educational and informational purposes only. What I'll say is just stack sats, man. Be cautious. Be careful messing with all that nonsense, man, because I know that people are looking at the fast gains, but what they're not looking at is the fact that you have no idea when to get out and you can get hurt in doing this. There's no roadmap, no project. There's no intrinsic value. There's no network, right? It isn't decentralized. There's so many issues that come when you talk about this and other meme coins, right? Bitcoin is the only decentralized, right? It's the only censorship resistant. So, you want to go play with the bull, go ahead and play with the bull, man. I mean, this is America. People are entitled to do whatever they want to do. I listen, what they say on TikTok, we listen, but we don't judge, or whatever they say. But I'm going to give my perspective because I do want to save a lot of people. I wish there was someone to tell me when I was chasing around shit coins and going down DeFi, like, yo, just stack sats, because I'll be a lot further than I am now. Now, I'm not going to complain because, again, the entire time that I was chasing shit coins and all that, I was one of them people that was still on some I'm gonna make money in shit coins to put in Bitcoin. I was that guy, because I know a lot of you are thinking that I'm gonna make my money over here and then put it in Bitcoin. I was that guy. So that was my whole thing. Ever since 2016, I've always DCA'd Bitcoin, even when I was chasing other things. Bitcoin was the crown jewel to me. But then I got to the point where it's like, what am I doing all the nonsense for? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's where I'm at now. Thing about it is, I saw a couple of tweets this week that kind of encompassed everything I want to say. And some people are just great at communicating in a short spurts as opposed to me making these long videos. But Balaji or Balaji S, however he pronounces his name, but we're gonna call him Balaji, right? Because it says Balaji, but then his @ is Balaji S. So I'm assuming S is his last name. I don't know Balaji, by the way. This came across my feed. Someone had retweeted it. But what he said was, a meme coin is a zero-sum lottery. It's crazy that he used that, is because I've been saying that. So when I saw this, it really resonated with me. But what he says is, a meme coin is a zero-sum lottery. There is no wealth creation. Every buy order is simply matched by a sell order. And after an initial spike, the price eventually crashes and the last buyers lose everything. That is absolutely true. And he points out that it's actually a negative sum if the platform takes a cut. So wherever you go to buy, they get to pay a cut. It's a negative sum game. He also says, if you want to gamble as entertainment in moderation, like at a Las Vegas, okay. If you're a professional trader, okay. But most should buy assets that retain their value over the long run. It is sometimes possible to add use cases to a meme coin or to keep it in the headlines to keep its value aloft indefinitely. And we've seen examples of that as well, right? But he's telling you not to put in what you can't afford to lose. He says Las Vegas. I say just go to DraftKings or FanDuel or one of them. That's what you're going to do. If you understand your gambling, just do that, right? He also says you are free to consider any asset a meme coin. And I'm not offended by that, but I'm happy to explain why I think Bitcoin is different. He says, number one, Bitcoin is the base layer asset of a blockchain, right? With 800 terahashes and hash rate across hundreds of data centers worldwide. It hasn't been hacked in 15 plus years and has survived several 80 to 90% drawdowns. There's no other project in the crypto space that I can say that. 15 plus years it hasn't been hacked and has survived several 80 to 90% drawdowns. What does that say to me? That say to me that Bitcoin is not going anywhere. It's not going to say that it won't drop in price because it may. And in fact, sometimes I sit around and wish that it does. I know, like, shout out to all my Bitcoiners. Don't be mad at me because I know that, you want your bags to pump. But for me, Bitcoin is much more than number go up, right? It's more than number go up technology. For me, it's a lot bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than hip hop. Shout out to Dead Prez. He also says it has hundreds of millions of holders worldwide and a global network effect. You cannot ignore the global network effect when you talk Bitcoin. That's also what separates it from everything else. Number 4, it gradually grew over time rather than all at once. And the mining issuance schedule limits how much can be sold by any one party. Again, it's the scarcest asset known to man. It's even more scarce than real estate. The only thing that's more scarce than Bitcoin, in my personal opinion, is time. That's pretty much it. You dig? Number 5, it has an industrial use in the sense that the Bitcoin blockchain permits hard to fake cryptographic proofs of existence. Number 6, it is the first of its kind and pioneered the entire space. In short, I think Bitcoin has proven its staying power. First to market is a big thing, right? Some people own cryptos, and they talk to someone, they say it's Bitcoin, but it's not Bitcoin. You got a shitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is the big player in the space. So the actual brand recognition is at a different level. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you got to chase shit coins to make money, man. You better find a better way, man. You just go find a better way because
It's got to be a better way, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen for most of you. Just being honest, right? The other thing I want to share is Preston Pish. Shout out to Preston Pish. He said the world is getting a clinic why Bitcoin is different from everything else. Crypto involves insiders and energyless keystrokes to create more. Bitcoin involves proof of energy and real valuable work to acquire more. Yes, we are talking about proof of work and why proof of work is important as it pertains to Bitcoin. What you're watching is kind of a chance to educate and let people understand why Bitcoin is different than all the other shit coins. Because you see these bags being pumped, but you're going to see people get hurt. And it's going to be interesting to watch. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you share this video out to your family or friends. And I know a lot of people will not care because they are moved by FOMO. FOMO is not a great investment thesis. I'm reading a book right now, Charlie Munger's Almanac, Poor Charlie's Almanac by Charlie Munger, that is. And, I know Charlie Munger was anti-Bitcoin, but reading his book, I understand why now, because his whole thing was, if I don't understand it, it's all trash, right? And he also talks about not being into technology because it can get a little bit too complicated. And he's a simple guy. So I get why he did that, but it's a lot in this book that I do enjoy. And one of the things is the idea of just like the whole idea of FOMO. And some will say, okay, Jimmy, well, the whole Bitcoin thing is FOMO. And I beg to differ that Bitcoin is not FOMO. Bitcoin now at this point, we're talking about 15 plus years. We're not talking about something that came out last week. Its brand is enough. Everyone in the world knows what Bitcoin is. There are kids that only know a world with Bitcoin. So that's also awesome. And soon those kids will be adults. You're going to have adults in the world that Bitcoin has been around for their entire existence, right? So I think that as time goes on, as time goes by, an eye for an eye, we in this together, saying, yo, beef is my fault. Little Mob Deep reference, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I love Mob Deep. So, but as time goes on, and the years pass, and we still haven't been hacked, and everything's still running the way it's supposed to. At some point, folks are just going to have to admit that they were wrong. If you're a real adult and you're willing to be open-minded, you're going to have to admit that, yo, I was just wrong about this thing, because TikTok, another block, is what often happens. You know what I mean? And for those of us that, have done the knowledge, we know that there's value there. Anyway, man, wanted to make sure I share that quick slide deck with you guys. But before I get out of here, I want to show you a couple other things too, right? We ain't yet. Don't leave yet. I want to show you something. So the thing about going down a Bitcoin rabbit hole, and there's several books that I've mentioned throughout the episodes. If you have not watched all the episodes of Stack Sats and Dot Trying, do yourself a favor. Go back to episode 1, watch the entire series. This is 45, right? Which means that we have 45 total bodies of work that will live long past me. I got some fire episodes coming up too, because my brain is crazy as it pertains to this Bitcoin thing. What I want to share with you is some of the books, right? Because the rabbit hole journey never stops. I've shared the Bitcoin Standard, all those other books, Broken Money, blah, blah, blah. But I got 4 new books that I haven't even cracked open yet, and I'm getting ready to get into those. You guys may have seen this if you've been on some of our other shows, but I have the ultimate collateral, right? Never sell your Bitcoin, live off of it. Shout out to my brother Omar, who was at the last Philly meetup on Bitcoin. He got me these 2 books. I wasn't able to make that meetup, but he definitely got me these 2 books. The other one is Bitcoin Mining Economics. So I'm looking forward to jumping to these 2, Mining Economics, right? And Never Sell Your Bitcoin. I also got some other new fire in. This one here, Bitcoin for the Working Class, a Blue Collar Guide to Financial Freedom, right? So that's a new book that I got in. You know what I mean? And also, I got the Saylor series in. I've listened to this, Michael Saylor and Robert Breedlove. I listened to it several times. I love hearing Michael Saylor pontificate about Bitcoin, but I got the actual book here. So I got a lot of new fire in that I'm going to, start, getting into. I haven't started them yet because I'm reading the Charlie Munger book, but I'm also finishing up this book here. It's not a Bitcoin book. I mean, I could make anything a Bitcoin book. This is really about energy. So you already see how easy it is to make that about Bitcoin. It's called It's the Price of Oil, Stupid. So I'm making my way through this book. Once I finish this book, I'll jump into the Bitcoin books next. But I want to finish that first because reading about things on a macro level gives me a better understanding and appreciation of Bitcoin, including reading the book, which is about oil. But reading about oil and the idea of energy and why energy is the only thing in the world that actually has a certain level of value makes me even understand Bitcoin even better. I say all that to say, man, readers are leaders. So make sure you always are reading a book. Even if you listen to it on Audible, make sure you're listening to things on Audible. Always be consuming your information. Always be open-minded. Always be willing to challenge your beliefs. That's one thing I want to leave you with. The thing about Bitcoin is I read just as much anti-Bitcoin information as I read pro-Bitcoin information. I'm on Reddit, right? There's a Reddit thread. It's called, I think it's called Buttcoin or Buttcoins with an S. I'm not sure if it's S or not. It's the most anti-Bitcoin crypto place in the world. And I sit and read through, see people's POV. So I like to read information that's anti-Bitcoin. Shout out to my brother, Pastor Eubanks. We were talking about this, and he talked about the idea of always finding information that challenges things that you believe deeply in. Because for one, if it can shake your belief, then maybe you need to do more studying. And for two, it can prepare you when you actually engage in conversations about the thing that you love, right? Because if it's something that you believe in and you love, then you can understand what the arguments are against it. So I read just as much anti as I do pro, but at the end of the day, one thing I'm always doing is reading. And as I say on every episode, one of the main things I want to get through on Stack, Sats, or Die Trying is to get people to do the knowledge, do the research.
Do the knowledge, nigga.
Do not just take what I'm saying for it. Any space that I'm in, anyone can vouch that see me speak live, see me on podcasts. Don't take my word for anything. Look it up. Don't take anybody's word for anything. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin teaches us that, right? Bitcoin teaches us not to trust anyone, but to verify. Anyway, leave me some feedback. Leave me some comments. Let me know if you invested in Trump coin. Let me know if you just, you out here FOMOing or you're trying to pump your bags. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if you agree with me. Maybe you just want to say, man, you trash. That's appreciated too, man. I don't care about negative comments, man, because I got the balls to get on here and give my opinion when a lot of y'all don't, but I digress. You know what I'm saying? So K-Solo to y'all like to talk trash. Anyway, listen, if you're in the village, I love you. I appreciate you. We are truly building a community. And for those who don't know what the village is, you can join the village by going to blackwealthrebels.com. Those in the village will be seeing this before it hits YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you join the village anyway, man. There's a lot of great reasons to be in the village. What we're building with Black Wealth Rebels is truly special. It's by the hood in conjunction with the Finance Rebel that have come together to create Black Wealth Rebels. It's our space. It's our space online for us to talk about finance, Black culture, building Black wealth, and how do we improve our communities. With that being said, I'm out of here. As always, stack sats or die trying. Peace.